All right, match this weekend against U21 Irish national team. We're basing our scout off of their last international match of Slovakia. Okay, the result was 2-2, but a lot to unpack in that game. Okay, them as a squad, their formation 4-3-3. Okay, in attack 4-5-1, or more like a 4-1-4-1 in defense. Okay, their MO. All right, how they like to play. They're dominant in the air. I'll say that throughout this presentation. Okay, defensively, they do get centrally compact, especially in their own defensive third. All right, they are quite direct in attack. Yes, in the air, at times on the ground in the counter break, but a lot of times they are quite direct in their attack. Okay, last thing I'll say about them as a squad, they'll play to the final whistle. Always, we have to match that attitude. Okay, let's take a look at their predicted lineup. All right, just some key players here. You can see they're in their 4-3-3, but key players here. We're going to first look at this left winger, number 7. Okay, he's quite technical on the ball. What makes him special is that he likes to invert and get the ball into these inverted pockets of space. Okay, next player I'll take a look at is number 10. They're number 10 as well, Mullins. He didn't get on the ball too much in this match, but when he did, he spurred the attack. Make sure we staunch him going forward. Okay, he does get high into the attack, so make sure we're screening or tracking if necessary. All right, number 13, he's center back, but when they go up for their set pieces, he is their target. With their substitutions, they made 4 subs in the last game. One notable one was number 21. He goes out on the wing. He has great pace. Unfortunately, came up with a hamstring injury about 7 minutes into his debut, so we might not see him, but if we do, just beware of his pace, okay? All right, let's talk about their build. All right, they do have some rotation. They'll build out from the back from their keeper, but also a bit higher up on the pitch from their center backs. Okay, so first thing they like to do, they like to invert this winger. Okay, it happens on the other side, but more so on the left side with number 7 and number 15. All right, they will push that left back high. Number 15 is who played there in the last match. Okay, this number 10, he has 2 options. Sometimes he goes into the back line. Sometimes he sits into that pocket that the left back just vacated. Okay. Ball sometimes goes in to that pocket, or will go out wide, and then they play make with that 10, okay? At times they get frustrated, they'll just go over the top as well. Let's take a look at those rotations. Take a look at the left side here to start. Okay, you can see this rotation happen. 7 comes in, 15 goes high. Nothing comes of it just yet. Okay, but it's very clear as to how they rotate there. Okay. Same thing, this number 15, nice and high. Okay, this is a little bit higher on the pitch as they're playing out through their center backs. Number 7's in that pocket. Okay, they opt to go on the outside this time. Okay, but at the end of the day, they do go long. Slovakia drops well here. In this clip, you do see that number 7 pick it up in the half space when he drops down. Again, technically clean, make sure we have pressure on him right away. In this one, Slovakia's a bit late, far side. You can see outside back is late to go to that wing back. Okay, Ireland's able to get out. They switch to the point of attack, and they go to goal. Okay, we cannot be late on our press. In this clip, they just go long. Okay, at times, they might just go long. Be ready for it on the drop. We'll talk about body shape. Okay, so that's them in their build. How to combat that build. Okay, in our defensive shape, we'll be more in a 4-5-1. So what we want is our outside wingers to tuck in a bit. Okay, you can pay attention to this weak side. Strong side, your job to cut off this entry ball. Weak side, you'll be coming in second. All right? So we need this to be screened. Okay, we do not want that number 7 getting on the ball. So our winger is going to do that job. As they push on their outside back, our outside back can take care of it, okay? It's just like a winger's there. Okay, if the ball goes there, we know what to do. We go over and make sure there's balance through our back line. Okay, this is where our outside midfielder on weak side is going to be important. Not only is there a shift in our back line, but there's also a shift in our midfield. Okay, so our strong side 6 needs to tuck over, okay, if the ball is bypassed so that number 7 can't get the ball. Okay, with that, make sure our weak side 6 tucks in, and then we also have cover on our weak side outside midfielder. Okay, so that's how we're going to combat the press. Let's talk about them in possession, a little bit more fluid. Okay, Like I mentioned before, they're direct, they have a hunt mentality. A hunt mentality is what they have, okay? On the ground, they will counterattack with speed. As soon as they pick the ball up, they'll go, all right? At times, they're going to push on, especially in their build, but also in the run of play. They're going to look like a 3-3-4, all right? So make sure we're screening and taking care of that. And then we'll talk about throw-ins, which is a major part of their attack in a little bit. Let's take a look at their attack here. Okay, just direct. They're just direct and behind. They've got some pace, all right? They're gonna hunt this down. This is them, same idea in the second half. Goalkeeper switches it out, they're quite direct. In 2 passes, yep, they're in our defensive third. All right, be aware of that. That's part of their attacking mentality, their MO. All right, pay attention. Sorry about that. Pay attention. We'll run through that again. Sorry about that, clip's just gone. Always good to watch something a second time. Okay, again, you can see that ball come out nice and direct. 2 passes, they're in our defensive third. In this next clip, I want you to pay attention to Slovakia's left back, okay? Pay attention to Slovakia's left back. As the ball goes back, he takes that first step forward and then is retreating. Okay, in our back line, we have to make sure our body shape is on point. Okay, this is just them in a counter. As soon as they pick it up, deep in their third, okay, they're going to spread their attack. They have runners getting in and joining. Okay, they get a chance. Same thing in the second half, same idea. Okay, they pick it up, they go to weak side. They're getting these wingers into the attack right away. Okay, this is just a picture to show you their forefront in the run of play. They have their 3 midfielders and their 3 back. Okay, that's just to give you a picture of that shape that we might see. Okay, how do we defend this attack? First things first, prepare body shape. Prepare body shape. Okay, we can't be flat-footed, we can't be stepping forward. As soon as you read the mechanics of them striking a ball, we're side on and we're on the drop, especially if you're in the back line, we can't be caught on that. Okay, next bit, counter press and recovery. If we can, and by the nature of our possession, we should be close together. As soon as we lose it, counter press, win the ball back there to stifle their attack. And if not, it's important that we have those recovery runs. It's not a jog to get back. They're sprinting, we'll sprint faster. Okay, and last bit, if they do push on into that shape, okay, that forefront, make sure we screen the front 2. We screen the front 2 to 9 entry balls, but if the ball bypasses, we might need to get into the back line, create a back 5, okay? This is them out of possession, okay? So them in their defensive shape. Again, very strong in the air, don't have to state that again. They're compact in shape when organized, so we might need to stretch them out, okay? Countered in transition on the left side. So because of their rotations, oftentimes they are outnumbered on the left side of the pitch, okay? Or our right side of the pitch. The other thing I want to bring to your attention in this video is their 6, okay? It's number 12. He tends to track a 10, okay? He tends to track a 10. If they go into the back line, he'll follow, leaving a pocket of space. So let's take a look at that, okay? This is them defending. If you play on the floor, you'll have success. If you play in the air, they're probably going to clear the ball. Okay, pass the ball, stretch them through your passing, keep the ball on the floor, combinations on the floor, okay? Cutbacks on the floor, you'll have success. All right, in the first one, you can see their aerial dominance, they win the ball, okay, but the second you put it down, put your foot on the ball, drive low, good things can happen. A little bit of luck in there. Okay, Slovakia did well to switch the point of attack in the counter. Okay, it's quick, 1-2 on the floor. Okay, join into the attack. You'll get chances there. Same thing, switch the point of attack. I think decision making here could be better. If you play that ball on the floor here, you're in. You're in a 1v1. Okay, let's take a look at number 12. Here, he's looking around, he's trying to find that 10. Okay, he sits down. Look at this pocket of space. That's where we want to exploit. Okay, so can we drag him out of the picture and have our 9 check into that space? That's where we want to exploit. Okay, the same thing. He's looking around, he's trying to find, look at that pocket of space that Slovakia has exploited. All right, maybe an extra pass and you go to goal. There's a new space in the second half of this match. Okay, Ireland has dropped off their midfield just a little bit, so now the space is in front of them. All right, now the space is in front of them. So how we'll attack this? Play the ball on the ground, can't overstate that. All right, switch the point of attack when you can. Sometimes you can go down that same side. all right, but you can switch the point of attack and then exploit those half spaces. Exploit those half spaces that are going to be created by this 12 getting sidetracked, maybe our 9 checks in, okay, or in the second half, when this midfield drops back, the gap's going to be between their front 3 and their midfield 3. Okay, so can we find that pocket of space and connect on the ground there? Okay, attacking set pieces, something they're very successful at. Take a look, this is their throw-in, they scored off of this. Number 13 is their target. All right, he'll come up from center back. We need to front and back him. Have to be competitive in the air here. More importantly, you need to clear your lines and you need to put ball pressure, okay, on anything second. You need to clear your lines and you need to deny shots from there. All right, they're attacking corner. They like to send 2 out. They'll have few runners in the box, okay? 2 different groups is what it looks like. They have 1 at the top and they'll hang 1 back at times, okay? In terms of tracking, track your man. Track your man. What they like to do is hit the back post. We'll see 2 different corners, same setup play. As you can see, a little pat here, 1 top, and then 1 going over to get the ball as well. Take a look. Okay, 13 again is in the box, looking to be their target. Good, those first 2 go make their runs. Okay, Slovakia's done a good job there. I left this clip in, why? Second service. Second service, they want just as much. Okay, that ball goes in. They want that aerial game, all right? This one, take a look at the back post. This is what I believe they're trying to target. Okay, they have their first runners in the second group. You can see he's lost his mark. Okay, he gets a challenge on the header. Again, same idea. As soon as the ball goes out, we need to be ready on the drop for second service. Okay, they get a good chance, although it was offsides. Okay, their defensive set pieces. Looks to have a 5-man zone. Okay, they will have 1 player out to kill, and then they have some markers. This player will go high at times, but also will drop back to help mark. All right, what's notable about their defensive corners is that they get tracked. So let's take a look. Look at the back post space that they leave. As these runners start to go in, markers will track them, and there is that massive gap in the back post right where the ball lands. All right, so we're going to try and exploit that through our ISO play. All right, just to refresh, these players are running forward. Essentially, everything's done to suck out their zone, to suck out their man markers to that front post. And then the guy that starts on the back post is going to linger out, try and act unsuspecting, linger out, and then hit that back post space that we hopefully exploited. All right, let's just talk about our keys to success here. So out of possession, defensively, how do we find success? Okay, first bit, discipline in dealing with our rotations. You've seen it. We believe it's going to happen in the next time. Yes, if it doesn't, communicate through it, but we do think it will. Make sure we're screening, make sure we're shifting, and make sure we're together in our rotations. All right, next bit, proactive in reading the long ball. We don't want to have negative steps forward. We want to be side on, dropping, reading the play. Look at their body shape, that's the indication. Okay, last bit, deny their directness in transition, right? Counter pressing is going to be massive, recovery runs in there as well. You do those things, you'll have success defensively. Okay, keys to success in possession. This is the fun stuff. All right, progress the ball up the pitch, on the floor, on the floor, on the floor. Can't overstate that. You play to their game if you keep it in the air. Keep the ball on the floor as much as possible. Okay, combinations in the flank might have success. Switch the point of attack with speed. Yes, in a counter moment, you might exploit that left side, our right side, okay, because their rotations are going to be higher up on the pitch, but there's also going to be space because they're so compact if you stretch them by switching the point of attack. Okay, and last bit, create and exploit those central half spaces that we talked about. As our 10, can we drag that 12 out of the space? You might not get the ball, but opens up space for our 9 to check into that pocket to play make. Okay, so can we really exploit those half spaces that show up on the pitch? All right, let's go get them, boys, okay?